Hello, everyone, and welcome to our November virtual farm tour. My name is Brooke Williams. I'm the Director of Communications for the American Dairy Association, Indiana. We represent our almost 700 dairy farm families in the great Hoosier state. And as mentioned with registration, this is a virtual farm tour that's a little unique because the holidays are quickly approaching. And so we're going to add some fun facts throughout, and soon you will meet Farmer Jill, who is all ready for the holiday season, and you will see what I mean in just a second. But a few housekeeping things as we go along this virtual farm tour. There are over 2,000 students joining us right now from across the country, students all the way out in New Mexico, California, students down in Alabama, Tennessee, all the way over to the East Coast in New York. So thank you for joining us today. And of course, we have many of those students joining us from Indiana. So thank you so much. And soon you'll be introduced. Farmer Jill is located in Plymouth, Indiana, which is on the northern part of the state. But if you want to follow along and do a couple activities with us, winnersdrinkmilk.com is our website where you can find the scavenger hunt. As Jill goes along talking about different things today, you can mark off what she talks about and even fill in some blanks there with your teacher. But we also have all sorts of resources for all of you teachers if you're needing to know anything about dairy nutrition, dairy farming. And right now we actually added a special section to our recipes page if you're looking for some delicious holiday foods. We've included some of those delicious recipes just in time for you. So anyway, and if you have a question down at the bottom, if you're joining us through Zoom, you'll see the Q&A box. Anytime throughout the farm tour, if you have a question, feel free to enter a question there, and I will try to ask Jill as many of those questions as if possible. And if time doesn't allow, I'll try and fill in some answers back for you. And same if you're joining us live on Facebook, you can fill in some questions there in the comment section. We'll try and get to those as we move along. But as mentioned, Farmer Jill, a former Indy 500 milk presenter, a two-time Indy 500 milk presenter, is joining us today from one of my favorite areas on her farm at Homestead Dairy. She is surrounded by calves with a turkey on her head. So Farmer Jill, hello there.
Hi, thank you so much, Brooke, for having this. I'm so excited to be talking to all the classrooms out there. But first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Jill Houin, originally from New Jersey. Didn't know I was marrying a dairy farmer, and I got to marry into this amazing family. There's 97% of dairy farms are owned by families, and that's just so exciting to me, and I'm blessed to be able to marry into one. But let me tell you a little bit about the history. So in 1945, we had 9 cows, some chickens, some pigs, and 12 children in a 2-bedroom home. Oh my goodness. But that expanded over time. And in 1975, my father-in-law bought the farm from their parents, and they were milking 110 cows. I got married into the family in 2004, and we were milking 1,100 cows. And now in 2025, we're milking about 5,000 cows on 3 different sites with 14 family members. And I know that you're going to get to see a video about all about how we milk some of the cows on our farm with robots. So look forward to that. But we're in the calf barn right now, and this is one of my favorite places because these are the babies. The calves are cared for and loved on. Right after they come over here, they get a gallon of colostrum at birth, a half a gallon 6 hours later, and then we do blood tests to make sure that they got that to keep them healthy. We also always have nice bedding for them. We have fans, so when it gets a little warmer out, we have the fans, we have natural air that's always brought in. And then we have fresh milk, and you can see over at the feeder, we have workers that are patiently feeding the calves, and they can drink whenever they want to. They can have as much as 6 gallons of milk a day if they really wanted to go and have that. But we made that even better by adding back scratches to our pens to give them massages whenever they want to. So we built this for cow comfort. The calves can do what they want whenever they want. I used to have tether balls. I don't know if some of you might have tether balls on your playground. The tether balls were such a hit that I have to get new tether balls because the calves have just been licking away and headbutting them to play with them. So it was kind of fun with that. So what I think is amazing about calves is they are just like puppies. We have tricks to care for them. They love to run around. Thanks for the timing, girls. And these are all Holstein animals. Holsteins are dairy cows, and we only milk Holsteins at our farm. We have the opportunity to have 5 different dairy animals. However, at our farm, we care for only Holsteins. Then we have different technology. So our calves will wear different necklaces when they get a little older to track their steps. Our calves are now having Fitbits or Apple Watches just to make sure that they're getting enough steps to be cared for. I know that as they grow, we have 12 veterinarians on staff that will make sure we care for the animals as well as possible. We have one in our pen right now, and if we can turn the camera over here, I want to point out, look at her little ankle bracelets. Every animal is born differently, just like humans. And our veterinarian put little ankle bracelets on it to help strengthen their legs. These animals grow into large animals. The top is around 1,700 pounds when they're full grown. And to make sure that they stay healthy, she has to wear her bracelets. But I think she's doing pretty well, aren't you? You're going to be jumping around. We also have the opportunity to work with a lot of different schools. Purdue University does a lot of research on our farm to make sure that we're caring for the animals the best we can to make sure they grow up and produce the milk that we love to enjoy. We have, I call this elementary school, just like most of you might be in elementary school right now. This is where the calves are learning to get along, to know how to work with technology. We have so much technology on our farm. One of the technologies we do have is a digester, and the digester takes all of the manure from our cows and makes electricity. When we work with Notre Dame and take all their food waste and make electricity with that too. We power about 1,000 houses an hour in our town of Plymouth. So I think the amazing thing is that farmers are always finding new ways to be responsible with the land and create green energy for so many people around the world. Now, on our tags, all of these calves in here have been born. Their birthdays are on their tags. So we have, this one was born on 11/5, 11/3. So she's 2 days old. The average calf is at birth weighs about 90 pounds. And I bet some of you don't weigh that yet. So it's just, they're big animals and we have to treat them with respect and love to make sure that they grow into amazing animals that they always do. So are there any questions yet?
Well, Farmer Jill, since this
Yeah.
is a Thanksgiving theme,
Gobble, gobble.
the first question, do you have a favorite Thanksgiving food?
I do. And it's very, it's mashed potatoes because I put lots and lots of butter on those mashed potatoes. And we add sour cream and it's just lots of dairy in our mashed potatoes. And that's one of my favorites.
I love that. Yes. Well, this brings up a very natural way to go into our first poll question on our virtual farm tour. It's going to be an easy question to answer, but I bet a lot of you students have different answers as what you think this is. But the question is, what is the most popular Thanksgiving side dish? So if you have turkey or if you have ham, that would be the entree. We are talking about what is the dish that goes on the table with it, most popular between mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, stuffing, or green beans. So while you're thinking about that, I have some other fun facts about dairy foods at Thanksgiving. And maybe Farmer Jill didn't know this, but I bet she did. The butter consumption increases 20% during the months of November and December for people. So there's that fun fact. And then every year, maybe not some of you kids, but some of you maybe every year, the average consumption of dairy is 661 pounds per person in a year. So you're thinking about the milk that you're drinking on your cereal, the ice cream that you eat at night, the yogurt, the cheese, all the good protein, all the delicious, nutritious dairy products. But we'll go back to the poll question and find an answer here. What do you think is the most popular Thanksgiving side dish? 40% of you think macaroni and cheese, 40% think stuffing, and 20% say mashed potatoes. It is actually mashed potatoes. So for those of you that answered mashed potatoes, and to Farmer Jill who loves mashed potatoes, that is correct. And also 38% of all Thanksgiving butter is used on mashed potatoes. And then that's shortly followed by corn and the delicious rolls that you would have on your Thanksgiving table as well. So thank you for all that answered that. And a quick question before we show a video is Farmer Jill mentioned about how the cows are milked over at one of her other barns. We're going to ask Farmer Jill, can newborn calves walk the same day they're born? If so, how quickly after they're born?
Oh, excellent question. They walk almost immediately. After they are born, the mother will stimulate the calf and kind of wake up their nervous system, and then they're up and walking around very, very quickly. So these calves are taking a nap behind me right now because they've just been fed, but they're often up and around and licking us as we have our calves loving on us all the time. So that's a good question. Excellent question.
And Jill, would you like the video that we're going to see of the robots, but do you want to talk about how many, you mentioned the number of cows that you have, but how close is this barn that we're going to see the video of to where you are right now?
So we're at the calf barn right now, and directly across the street is the robot barn. We have 36 robots under 8.5 acre roof. We were technically the largest robotic dairy in the world for about 2 years, and then someone else built it. Not our intention, but we built it for cow comfort. The cows get massages. They are memory foam mattresses. They have all of these different opportunities for comfort, and they can get milked whenever they want. They get a snack while they get milked. I ate it. It's gross, but the cows like it, so that's all that matters. The other thing is they have an alley scraper that cleans up for them like a maid. We have cameras all over the building, but right before we did that, I caught a cow that was walking on it like a skateboard, and I thought that was really funny, but I didn't have the cameras up yet, so I couldn't share that with you yet. But if I ever catch it again, I will download those videos.
All right, well, let's watch the video and learn a little bit more about how the cows are milked with robots.
The cows will walk into the robot and are ID'd immediately by the necklace that they are wearing around their neck. The robot will then read the udder and clean the teat in each quarter. There are 4 quarters. The brush will then go back and be sprayed with the hydrogen peroxide water solution and do another pass to make sure that the teats are nice and clean to be milked. After the brush is done, a laser will come on and read the udder once again to make sure that it knows where each teat is. It will then attach each unit to each teat to make sure that each quarter is milked fully and properly. This was only the third time that she has been milked before, and she was very comfortable about the robot coming in. Although she moved to adjust herself, she was not fighting the robot for any discomfort. This is a different cow being milked for the third time as well, and I wanted to show you a different angle and perspective of how the cows are being milked. It is mesmerizing to me, and I sat for many hours watching this happen on our 260 cows that are being milked currently. That seeing this robot do it over and over again was amazing, and to be so continuous, the cows get so comfortable with it because it is the same process over and over. During the milking, the cows are actually given a sweet treat that entices them to come get milked when they feel that pressure in their udder, and it also relaxes them with the comfort of eating while they're getting milked. The milk is pumped into these tubes, and then it is pumped into an individual tank that is stored within this system, and then once the cow is done milking, it will be brought to our semi-tank that is being held. The computer system tells us how many pounds she is given and how long each quadrant has milked. What's different about this system than traditional milking is that the quarter can be fully milked if all the other quarters are empty. And this system will keep the quarter milking until it is completely empty and release of the pressure and the milk from that quarter. Afterwards, we spray with iodine to make sure bacteria does not go into the udder, and then the robot comes back and will sanitize itself with a wash throughout the pipes and through the units, pumping through a cleaner that will make sure that it's clean for the next cow to come in. Another wonderful addition to this barn is an automated scraper. This actually scrapes more often than what we traditionally do because of the ability to be on a pulley system. This one will come down and scrape all the manure off, so it'll be cleaner for the animals. And then on the other lane, it will be pulling back while this one is going forward, and then it will switch. It's an amazing tool because it actually keeps it cleaner for the cows. Thanks for watching from Homestead Dairy. Have a great day.
That is such a great video to see the up close and personal of how great robots are. And there was a question that came in just asking, and you mentioned that in the video, but to reiterate, if that hurts a cow when the robots get sucked on there.
So what I think is amazing is the cows choose to come in whenever they want to. Some actually come in just for the treat. And if it did hurt them, they would not choose to come in. There's many that come in 6, 7 times a day to get milked. And as long as the machine is predicting to milk them, they have to be predicted for 18 pounds, then they can get milked. But some just come in for the treats. And I honestly will tell you fully, it does not bother them at all.
And where are you now, Farmer Jill?
I am by the calf robot. So we just saw the milking robots for the cows, but what's interesting is when they're babies, they learn about technology really early too. So this is a automated calf feeder. This is pasteurized milk from the farm that we add a protein powder, and this protein powder adds a lot of protein to the milk, even more than what the milk it has, which is amazing as well. And the calves will grow bigger and stronger just by drinking as often as they can. So I call it a carnation instant breakfast, the protein powder and the milk. And as they are sucking out over here, these systems will pump the milk through as they suck. They'll come down here, and here's the calves that I was petting on. I don't know if you can see them right now. There's their little noses sucking on the milk to get their milk. They can have 2 liters every 2 hours. And by doing the small meals all day long, they're growing bigger and faster and using less medicine, which is making me very happy because that costs a lot of money. And we want to keep them as healthy as possible. And if we're feeding them better, we are keeping them healthier. That's amazing.
That's right.
So I'm going to have my video is going to just show you a little bit about how they're right in front of her and they're just drinking from the machine. And what's really cool is this simple technology is training them for the future when they do get milked at the robots. So they're not as timid with technology. And we use a lot of that on the farm to track each individual cow. So even though we have 5,000 cows, we have the opportunity to know what each one is doing, all simply by using these different tools and caring for the animals the best we can.
Love that. I will ask a couple quick questions. First, you got a hello from NJSP third grade.
Hi, North Judson.
So there's
I used to
that.
teach there.
Aw, that's fun. How many years have you been a dairy farmer, and what is your favorite thing about being a dairy farmer?
Oh my goodness. So I was a teacher first for the first 13 years of our marriage, and then I fell in love with the farm. So I want to say I've been a dairy farmer's wife for 21 years and a dairy farmer working physically on the farm for about 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my favorite thing, you just saw me petting them all. I love the calves. And I love teaching people about what we do because I didn't know anything about dairy farming. And now I love to share all the passion that my farm family has and so many other farmers have for the animals, the land, and future generations to come.
Mm-hmm. And how many calves did you say are right there in the calf barn?
So we have 50 in the pen that we were in a little earlier. I'm going to take off this hat because the turkey is making me warm. Hold on. Fly away. Okay. Okay. Whew. Sorry. Anywho, we have 8 auto feeders, and on those 8 auto feeders, we have 50 calves per 100 calves per auto feeder. So if we have 8 auto feeders and 100 calves per auto feeder, I'm going to stop for a second. I want you to do the math. How many calves are on the auto feeders if I have 8 auto feeders and 100 calves drinking on that auto feeder? I'll give you 5 seconds. You get it? 800 calves on milk right now at the calf barn. So that's where we are with the babies in elementary school.
Mm-hmm. Someone asked if you have any bull calves on your farm.
We keep the bull calves for a little bit and then we sell them to anybody who wants to purchase them. And we also have a buyer that buys them and we sell them on Mondays and Thursdays right now.
You got a hello from Knapp Elementary, fifth grade in Pennsylvania, asking what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh my goodness, mint chocolate chip.
Same.
I love mint chocolate chip. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
Back to the calves. You talked obviously about the feeding and nutrition, but do you want to talk a little bit more about the whole team that comes to make sure the calves are staying healthy, maybe veterinarian, nutritionist, and what that looks like at Homestead
and
Dairy?
and even simple feeders. When she showed you the calves drinking on the feeder, this gentleman there is doing a fabulous job. You always have to be patient with the babies, and he does a fabulous job feeding the calves. So we have people that are feeding the calves, we have people that are cleaning the pens, we have veterinarians. We have 3 veterinarians here specifically for the calves. And then I have the 14 veterinarians on the other sites that take care of the cows. And since they all have the technology of wearing all of those things, we have the veterinarians get a report on the data if they're not feeling well or different things like that. And another
Mhm.
thing that we have here is I have a camera on these newborn babies. These newborn babies have red tape on their head, and to make sure that Holstein cows are all born with the potential to grow horns. So instead of having them hurt each other, hurt us, or get their head stuck, we dehorn them. And how we dehorn them, this technology is like one of my favorites because it's simply a haircut. We numb it like a dentist would numb it, and then we get a dime-sized paste and then the duct tape over it. And by the end of the day, we take the duct tape off and they're dehorned. And we have the veterinarian check it at 4 months to make sure that the horns just stop growing. It stunts the growth of the horns and makes sure that everybody is safe on our farm. Just wanted to
Mhm.
point that out in case somebody saw that.
Love that. Do you ever name your calves?
Always. If you saw a calf in this video, if you want to rewatch it and you see a number that just came to your heart, and you email Brooke and she will tell me the number, and you think of a name as a class, and I will get that name on that tag because I can't think of as many names as I really want to. And if you ever come and tour the farm, I let you name as many as you want to. So I am always willing to walk anybody around and give tours. We just have to schedule them. So I know that we'll be able to do that. If you find us on Facebook or on YouTube, you can message us and I can set up a tour for you.
Mhm. And when a cow gets dirty, do you give it a bath?
You can. So what I find is that their skin is naturally oily and the hair is also oily. So when they do get dirty, they have the bedding that rubs up against their skin and they end up naturally cleaning themselves. But if it's a big deal, we'll give them a bath.
And what about, I know you love the cows, but do you have any other animals on your farm?
We have lots of cats because cats like milk too. So I end up taking a lot of cats to my house. Now I have a lot of cats at my house too. I don't live on the farm because I didn't know I wanted to live on the farm when I got married, but now I would live on the farm. But mostly cats. That's about it.
And how old is the oldest cow on the farm?
Oldest cow on the farm is named Katie. She's 14.
Ooh.
So yeah, so she was given a little treat the other day because I saw her again. So, but we
Mhm.
named her. She was one of the first that I was able to name. So, yeah, she's hanging in there, and as long as they're healthy and happy, we're able to keep her and continue to milk.
Mhm. I feel like you need to name a calf pumpkin pie or something, and just since,
Ooh, we
Thanksgiving.
should. We,
Hmm.
how about the one in the braces? The one we talked about how our veterinarian cared for her and kept her legs
Yes,
straighter. Let's name her pumpkin pie. What about that? I'll get the marker after this tour and we'll write her name on there just for you guys.
I love that. The last question that we'll ask is, can calves be born any time of year, and how many are born in a year?
Oh, you're gonna have to do the math because I usually just track how many are born in a week. So at our farm, we calve year round. There's other farmers that do it differently, but for us, it works for our milking herd. So we have about 20 babies a day. 20 babies a day, 365 days a year. I've never done the math, So
Mhm.
you guys are going to have to do the math for me. That's a lot of math.
It's a lot of cute calves.
But there's a lot of cute calves. And that's why we have so many veterinarians, because we want to make sure they stay happy and healthy.
Yes. Well, that pretty much concludes our Thanksgiving virtual farm tour. So thank you so much to Farmer Jill, to Homestead Dairy for opening up their doors to show off the calves and tell us a little more about how to milk cows with robots. If you want any more information about how to join future virtual farm tours, winnersdrinkmilk.com is the website to go to there. You can follow us on all social media platforms at IN Dairy. And of course, if you want to learn anything more about Homestead Dairy, they have a great Facebook page to learn more. But thank you so much. We are so happy you could join us. Happy holidays. Enjoy your pumpkin pie. Put whipped cream on there. Get a glass of milk with your meal. All the things, all the butter.
And if you have a question, ask a farmer.
That's right. Yep. Thanks so much. Winners drink milk.
Yay.